Welcome back to our line panelists for their final thoughts this week on environmental issues here in New Mexico. We'd like to leave with looking ahead to the future. Mackenzie, look, what do you hope to see in your neighbors, your school, your policy people? What do you hope? What's your holy grail here for water? Anything else on the environment?
That's a big question.
It is a big one.
I would love to see a lot of advertising going into changing the way people look at water use and what is sexy, what is beautiful, because a lot of the reason people moved to the Southwest from the Northeast and wherever was because of advertising. The Oasis, Albuquerque, the Lake Michigan of the Southwest, or however we sold it, and it was advertising that sold the idea of an oasis in a desert, which is what people copied, especially in California, where I'm from. So I'm very sorry about that, everyone.
Sure.
So especially advertising and getting people to understand a different sense of beauty, a different way to look at the landscape and to engage with it more for what it is, not what we wish it could be as an oasis, which is completely unsustainable.
Everything old is new again, as they used to say, right? Exactly right. Carolyn, how about for you? What do you see out there? I like that your angle that you're on the business side of things. And business can certainly be a driver to change, traditionally in our country and in our state a little bit. What's your thought about where business comes into this?
Yeah, well, we made big messes, right, business, and it's time for us to clean it up, right? And we can actually create big change. I love what you said about messaging. I'm all about the messaging. My hope is that business, I work with large corporations and I also work with startups, right? So we're all in this together. We're really, and that includes the activists, the environmentalists, which I consider myself one, and the businesses coming together, sitting down at the table and really creating solutions instead of this polarity that I see all the time and this fight that goes on, unrelenting. It doesn't work in government. Why are we doing it? Let's get it come together and make it happen.
I'm going to stay with you for another one, a follow-up. Technology. Where does technology come into this? Because I've seen different things kind of popping up here and there that, be it from our labs here locally or other places, that there are technologies getting to the surface that can solve a lot of these problems. How do we get them to market? How do we get them out there?
Right. They are getting to market, and there are a lot of different design things that are happening. Biomimicry is where you mimic nature and creating products. Less packaging we're seeing. So the business sector can certainly drive the environmental sector, and it's about, at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. Walmart 1 year changed their light bulbs and saved $7 million, right? And I just read a study that said 72% of Americans don't care any longer how the corporation gets to green as long as they do it. Right. So it's about economics and innovation through technology.
Public speaking, exactly right. Laura Sanchez-Rivey, I know you have a lot of time here to answer these kind of questions. You can do it over the next couple of years. But in your world policy, things like that, what's your wish list for environmental stuff going forward? What do we need to do on the policy side?
Well, last month I spent about a week in Costa Rica. I was very lucky to take a trip there, and I happened to be there at a time when they released, there was a study that came out that they were completely basically off of any fossil fuels for the first few months of this calendar year. They were entirely on renewable sources. Now, Costa Rica's footprint is very different than here in the U.S., even different than like Las Vegas as a city. But they've been able to use, for a country like that is not, we think of it as third world in some ways, to be completely off of coal and fossil fuels is a huge accomplishment, and one that I think we can strive towards that. So, but I think it will take complete, business as usual for the utilities will have to change. They will have to completely change the way that they make money and that they deliver product. And I think that they have to open up to distributed generation. And so that's my hope.
Explain, a lot of folks don't know what that is. What is distributed generation?
It basically means rooftop solar. Rooftop solar, or any kind of generation that you do. In some cases, people might have a windmill or something in their land, on their land. But essentially it means that you are you're generating electricity and putting it back into the grid instead of getting energy from the grid into so it's sort of reversing that process because you're generating electricity at the local level. The idea then is, with net metering, is a fancy term for you get paid for what you're putting into the grid. Just like a big utility has, coal plants or whatever, they're generating and they make money from what they generate by selling it. You're putting it back into the grid and you're getting paid for that. Utilities resist that on a large level because they don't recover the fixed costs they've sunk already into coal plants and other huge capital intense projects. So a lot of us being able to have widespread use of distributed generation of rooftop solar is resisted by these utilities, and they end up charging, like in the current rate case that's going on, they want to charge a higher connection fee, they want to charge a higher fixed cost across the board for people because they want to recover those costs because they're seeing that things are changing, but they don't want to change their basic model of business, and I think they're going to have to for us to move forward.
That's a challenge. Laura Paskus, your thoughts on the future and where we are here in New Mexico. What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see, as New Mexicans, more of us to come together, regardless of what community you consider yourself a part of, whether it's rural New Mexico or business, or you're an environmentalist or a city water manager. I think we all have a stake in protecting one another, especially when you look at water use. The Rio Grande is a great example. If you don't have water coming through the Rio Grande, you can't support your farmers, your cities can't access their water, and endangered species suffer. The bosque suffers, people who like to recreate suffer. And so there are all these competing water uses, but I think until we recognize that we are all in this together, and it's time to recognize that, to stop fighting and start thinking about how to support one another.
There you go. That's a good last word there. I really appreciate that. That's all the time we have. Visit us online for more information about this issue mentioned in this week's Line Panel discussion. We're online at NewMexicoInFocus.org. I'm Gene Grant. As always, we appreciate your time and effort to stay informed and engaged, and we'll see you next week in Focus.